Hello friends, I am Purnima and now I am going to explain stop and wait protocol, which is almost similar to the protocol in the data link layer. I hope you guys will understand it easily. It is a simplest and easy topic. Stop and wait protocol is a connection oriented protocol. It has both flow and error control. Stop and wait protocol is unidirectional data transmission, which means the sender can either send data packet or it can receive the data packet, but it cannot do both at a time. The sender sends the packet and waits for acknowledgement before sending next one, which means the sender will not send the data packets continuously. It will wait for some amount of time. After it gets the acknowledgement, then it sends the next packet. To detect the corrupted packets, we need to add checksum. Checksum here is a concept of redundancy and it is used for error detection, which is added to each data packet. To detect the corrupted packets, we need to add checksum to each data packets. When the packet arrives at receiver side, the packet is checked. If the checksum is incorrect, then the packet is discarded. The packet arrived at the receiver side is checked, and if the checksum is incorrect, then the packet is discarded. The silence of the receiver is signal to sender that the packet is corrupted or lost. When the sender doesn't receive any acknowledgement from the receiver in a given time, then the sender itself understands that the packet is corrupted or lost. Every time the sender sends the packet, it starts timer. If the acknowledgement is received before time expires, the timer is stopped and the sender sends the next packet. If the sender gets acknowledgement in the given time, then the sender stops the timer and it sends the next packet. If the sender doesn't get any acknowledgement in a given time, then it resends the previous packet but not the next packet. This means the sender need to have a copy of packet till acknowledgement arrives. Here is the block diagram of stop and wait protocol. See, the sender sends the packet to the receiver, and the receiver receives the packet and it consumes the packet, and it then sends back the acknowledgement to the sender, expecting the next packet to the receiver. Here the packet consists of sequence number and checksum. Acknowledgement consists of acknowledgement number and checksum. Let's see what is sequence number and acknowledgement number. Sequence number. To prevent duplicate packet, the protocol uses sequence number and acknowledgement number to prevent duplicate packet, which means, as discussed previously, the sender, if the sender doesn't get any acknowledgement, then the sender resends the packet, which means the duplicate packet. To prevent that duplicate packet, the protocol uses sequence number and acknowledgement number. A field is added to packet header to hold the sequence number of that packet. Here, see here, the sequence number is at the starting of a packet. The one of the important concentration is range of sequence number. Since we need to minimize the packet size, we look for a smallest range. Assume x is a sequence number and we need to use x plus 1 but not x plus 2. Since only one packet and one acknowledgement should be there in a channel for any time, we need to use x and x plus 1 but not x plus 2. Let us say that the sender sent a packet with a sequence number x. Then three things happen. The packet is received safe and sound at the receiver side, and the receiver sends acknowledgement, and acknowledgement arrives at the sender side, causing the sender to send next packet with a sequence number called x plus 1, which means when the receiver receives the packet safely, then the receiver sends an acknowledgement saying that it is expecting the next packet to send from the sender. If the packet is corrupted, then the sender resends the packet and the receiver returns acknowledgement. The packet is corrupted, then the sender packet, which is a copy of a packet as it is stored previously, and the receiver returns acknowledgement. If the acknowledgement sent by the sender is corrupted, if the acknowledgement itself is corrupted, then the sender resends the packet. After timeout, the sender understands that the packet is that the acknowledgement is corrupted or packet is corrupted. Then the sender resends the duplicate packet. Note that the receiver has recognized this fact as the packet is x but not x plus 1 received. Since the sender resends the previous packet, the X, the receiver will recognizes that, and it sends the acknowledgement for the previous packet only, but not for the next packet. In case 1, the packet is numbered as X again, because X and X plus 1 are acknowledged without any confusion or at either side. In case 2 and 3, the new packet is X plus 1 but not X plus 2. Then if only X and X plus 1 are needed, we can let X equals to 0 and X plus 1 is equals to 1. This means the sequence is 0 1 0 1 0 1 and so on. This is called modulo 2 arithmetic. The sequence we getting 0 1 0 1, this is called modulo 2 arithmetic. I hope you guys understood the sequence number. Next is acknowledgement number. Acknowledgement number announce the sequence number of next packet to be expected by the receiver. Acknowledgement number announce that the receiver is expecting the next packet from the sender to send. For example, if 0 packet is received safely, then the receiver sends acknowledgement as acknowledgement 1, which means the next packet is expected, that is packet 1. According to the sequence 0 1 0 1, at first time when is received safely at the receiver side, next it expects the first one next packet, that is 1, that is written here. The receiver sends acknowledgement of acknowledgement 1, which means the next packet is expected, that is packet 1. The control variable of S is sender is S, and the control variable of receiver is R, which only points to the send window and receive window, which is shown in the block diagram here: sender window and receiver window.